Welcome to your favorite channel for learning everything you need for financial success. Let's get started.
All right, let's talk about a number that has a huge impact on your financial life, your credit score. But what does a good score actually look like? And, how much does it really matter? So let's jump right into the most important part, the reason you're probably here, how this one little number can seriously affect your bank account.
I want to start with a question. Could a single three-digit number really save you almost $50,000? I know, it sounds a little dramatic, doesn't it? But the answer is absolutely yes.
Just look at that number. We are talking about nearly 50 grand in potential savings. How is that even possible? Well, this is the difference in interest you'd pay over a 30-year mortgage just by having a FICO score of 700 versus one that's down at 620. That is not chump change. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so now that we know the stakes are incredibly high, let's break down what these scores even are. At its core, a credit score is really just a number. The best way to think of it is like a financial report card. Lenders look at it to get a quick snapshot of how likely you are to pay them back. Pretty simple, right? The higher the number, the better your grade.
Now, it's not quite as simple as just one score for everybody. There are really two main players in this game. On one side, you've got the FICO score. It's kind of the original, the industry standard. A whopping 90% of top lenders use it. Then you have VantageScore, which is a major competitor created by the big three credit bureaus themselves. You know them: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So, this is the crucial part. Understanding where good actually lands. You can see the ranges for FICO and VantageScore are pretty similar, but they're not exactly the same. For FICO, a good score kicks in at 670. For VantageScore, it starts a little lower at 661. Once you climb into the upper 700s and beyond, well, that's when you hit very good or excellent, and that's really the sweet spot you're aiming for. And just to give you some perspective, the average FICO score in the US last year was 715, so that falls right in the middle of that good category. It's a nice little benchmark to see where you might stand compared to everyone else. Okay, so the average is 715, but how do they even come up with that number? What's the secret recipe that makes up your score? Let's just use the VantageScore model to break it down. And here's the key thing I want you to see. A massive chunk of your score, we're talking nearly 3/4 of it, comes down to just two things. First, your payment history. It's simple. Did you pay your bills on time? And second, your credit usage. Basically, how much of the credit you have available are you actually using? Those two right there are the absolute heavy hitters. So let's translate that chart into dead simple actions. Number one, above all else, pay your bills on time. It is the single most important factor, period. Number two is keeping your credit card balances low. This is your credit utilization. A good rule of thumb is to try and use less than 30% of your limit, but you know what? The lower you can get it, the better. And this is where it all matters in the real world. When you go to buy a house, lenders are usually looking for a FICO score of at least 670 to give you a good shot at getting approved with a decent interest rate. Trying to get a car loan? A VantageScore of 661 or higher is going to put you in a really strong position. Now, I want to tackle something that I see all the time, and that's this obsession some people have with getting a perfect 850 score. I love this quote from the financial expert Clark Howard. He just hits the nail right on the head. Chasing that perfect score, it's often a waste of your time and energy because for most things you're trying to do, it doesn't really get you anything extra. This is the real target you should be aiming for. Lenders have this sort of unofficial zone, sometimes called the golden borrower zone. Once your FICO score hits 760 or higher, you are pretty much guaranteed to qualify for the absolute best interest rates they have to offer. Anything above that is great, for sure, but it's not necessarily going to save you any more money. Okay, this is a question that drives people nuts. You check your score on your bank's app and it's one number. Then you look at a credit monitoring site and it shows you something totally different. So what is going on? Well, there are a few key reasons for this. First, not all of your credit card companies or lenders report to all three credit bureaus. So the info at Experian might be a little different from Equifax. Second, lenders use a ton of different versions of these scoring models. FICO 8, FICO 10, VantageScore 4.0, and each one can spit out a slightly different number. And finally, things just get updated at different times. So it's totally normal for your scores to be a little different. The important thing is to just watch the overall trend. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. So what are the most important things to take away from all this? Let's just bring it all together.
You know, it really just boils down to two simple but incredibly powerful habits. First, make all your payments on time. Every single one, no exceptions. Set up autopay if you have to, seriously, it's that important. And second, keep those card balances low. Aim for under 30% of your limit, and hey, if you can get into the single digits, even better.
At the end of the day, the best way to think about this number is not as some scary, permanent grade that defines you. It's just a tool. It's a reflection of your habits, and it's something you have complete power to shape and improve over time so you can build the financial future you want. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. That credit score, it's your financial report card. The real question is, are you in control of your grade?
Before we finish, let me give you a few tips. And remember that we upload videos every day.
All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are cutting through all the noise to build a super clear, step-by-step strategy for your financial future. You know that feeling like you're just treading water with your money? Well, if that's you, you're in the right place. Let's get this thing started. So, here's the game plan. We're gonna go on a 5-step journey together. First, we'll tackle the mindset, which is absolutely crucial. Then we'll build the practical foundation, create a savings system that actually works for you, learn how to protect and grow what you've built, and finally, we'll zero in on what the real endgame is all about. Okay, let's just get this out of the way first. There's this feeling that so many of us have that building wealth, or heck, even just getting ahead, feels so much harder now than it ever has been. If that sounds familiar, I promise you, you are not crazy and you're definitely not alone. There's a real reason for it. So what's going on here? Well, NYU professor Scott Galloway, he just nails it. He talks about how this fundamental promise, this social compact, has basically broken down. I mean, for the first time in American history, it's a real possibility that young people won't be better off than their parents. And he argues this isn't just about money. It's the root of so much frustration, because that basic promise of progress just feels like it's been shattered. Okay, so that's the heavy stuff, right? But here's the good news. You still have control. And the very first step in taking back that control isn't some complicated spreadsheets. Nope, it's your mindset. It all comes down to one simple question. What's your why? What are we actually fighting for here? And this is where Scott Galloway draws a really important line in the sand. He separates being rich from being wealthy. See, being rich is all about the stuff you can see, the flashy car, the designer clothes, it's what you show off. But being wealthy, that's the stuff you don't see. It's the financial security, the assets that are making money for you while you sleep, the freedom. That's our real target. And that brings us to the real definition of our goal. True wealth isn't about hitting some magic number in your bank account. It's a feeling. It's a state of being. It's the moment your passive income, the money your money makes for you, is more than your burn rate, what you spend every month. That right there is the formula for making economic anxiety just disappear. Wow, this quote from the creator Frugal Fit Mom, it just hits different, She talks about this aha moment when you finally realize what truly matters in life. For her, it was a health scare. And in that one moment, all the stuff just becomes totally meaningless. The people in your life, the memories you make, that's everything. And that is the ultimate why. Financial freedom is just the tool that lets you live that second life to its absolute fullest. All right, so now that we've got our why locked in, our motivation, it's time to get our hands dirty with the how. So step 2 is all about building a rock-solid financial foundation. You can't build a skyscraper on sand, right? Well, the same thing is true for your wealth. The Money Guy Show has this amazing framework, 3 pillars that you just can't skip. Pillar 1 is discipline. It's the bedrock. You simply have to live on less than you make, period. Pillar 2 is awareness. You gotta have a budget so you know where your money is actually going. And pillar 3 is freedom. Consumer debt is a cage, and you have to aggressively, passionately work to get out of it. Okay, foundation's poured. Now for step 3, creating a system that makes saving feel effortless, almost automatic. This is where we stop fighting against our own willpower and start building real momentum with smart habits and, my favorite, automation. And I love these 3 super practical, tactical rules from Frugal Fit Mom. You can literally start using these today. First, the dollar rule. If that shirt costs $30, you gotta promise yourself you'll wear it at least 30 times. Next, the $20 rule. Every single time money comes in, paycheck, birthday gift, whatever, boom, $20 goes straight into savings. No questions asked. And my favorite, the 7-day rule for impulse buys. Put it in your online cart, but force yourself to wait a full week. I'm telling you, most of the time, that I need this now feeling just vanishes. And all of this really leads to this powerhouse idea from Scott Galloway called forced savings. Let's be real. Most of us will spend whatever money is sitting there in our checking account. It's just human nature. The solution? Make it impossible to spend it. Get that money out of your hands before you even have a chance to think about it.
So how do you actually force yourself to save? One word: automation. This is the magic key. You set up automatic transfers for the day you get paid. A chunk goes to savings, a chunk goes to your investments, and it all happens in the background. You set it up one time, and then you just forget it. And your wealth starts building itself without you lifting a finger.
Okay, this is where things get really exciting. We're on to step 4. You've got your foundation, you've got your system humming along. Now it's time to shift gears. We're moving from just saving to actively protecting and growing your wealth. This is the big move from a defensive scarcity mindset to an offensive abundance mindset.
And Frugal Fit Mom just lays it out so clearly. Look, there's a ceiling on how much you can save. You can only cut so many lattes or cancel so many subscriptions. To really hit the accelerator on this journey, earning more has to become part of the plan. It's not about ditching frugality, it's about adding a whole other engine to your financial vehicle.
But hang on, before we go on the offense, we have to play a little defense. You have to protect the progress you've made. The Money Guy Show calls this the unsexy part of financial planning, but man, is it important. This means having a fully funded emergency reserve for when life throws you a curveball. It means getting enough term life insurance if you have people who depend on your income. And it means having the right health insurance. These are your shields. They protect you from those catastrophic events that can wipe you out. And here we are, step 5, the ultimate goal. This is where we tie all the practical steps back to our why and where we really understand the single most powerful secret weapon that most of us have on our side: time.
Okay, I need you to really look at this number from the Money Guy Show. This is insane. They call it the wealth multiplier. Every single dollar you invest in your 20s has the potential to become $88 by the time you retire. That's not a typo. 88 times your money. But if you wait until your 30s, that multiplier plummets to 23. Wait till your 40s and it's down to just 7. This is the mind-blowing, almost magical power of compound growth. Starting now isn't just important, it's everything. So, after all that, the systems, the numbers, the strategies, why are we even doing this? We come full circle, right back to this. It's not for the stuff doesn't matter. It's for the people, it's for the memories. It is for the freedom to live a life that's defined by incredible experiences, not by constant financial stress. So I'm gonna leave you with this one question to think about. Forget about the dollars and cents for just a second and go back to your why. Think about that second life. What will your financial freedom truly allow you to do? What does that life actually look like? Get a clear picture of that and hold on to it. Because that is your motivation to take the very first step today.
We upload videos every day. Subscribe and become part of the family. See you tomorrow.